Since January 25, COVID-19 vaccine distribution from the federal government has increased 57%. As of this week, it's up to 13.5 million doses shipped per week. We are on track to have enough vaccine supply for 300 million Americans by the end of July, Jeff Zients, White House COVID-19 response coordinator, said in a task force briefing Wednesday. To get the scheduled 2 doses of the authorized vaccines to 300 million people, distribution from the federal government will need to ramp up by about 1/3. At the current level, it would take until September. Given how fast things have been increasing, that seems feasible. However, no actual data on future increases has been announced by the White House. So, what happened? Why are there questions about supply and deliveries? If things appear to be on track, why is there so much chaos at the state level, with long lines, people unable to get appointments and clinics closing due to lack of vaccine? There are several reasons. One is a lack of federal transparency about vaccine supply and shipments and continued fluctuation of vaccine deliveries, all of which confuse and confound states. Public health officials are frustrated over an ongoing lack of clarity. It's impossible to know exactly how much vaccine is being shipped and to where and to whom it's been administered, information they need to plan. It's like we're trying our best to help the virus. A 4th wave is looming if US fails to contain COVID-19 variants, experts say. Vaccine is delivered, and tallied, through several separate programs, including ones for states, nursing homes and long-term care facilities, federally qualified health centers and private pharmacies. Some doses are controlled by states themselves and some by federal programs. The National Governors Association sent a public letter to President Joe Biden this week asking for more clarity, including visibility into the federal vaccination efforts at the facility level happening in our borders. The letter cited the anxiety created by the demand and supply of the vaccine, and asked for better reporting to avoid confusion. This didn't help, either. Some states decided to play by their own rules. States also shoulder a share of the blame. Experts say they opened up vaccinations to ever-widening groups too quickly, even though supplies were in short supply. We knew all along there would be a limited number of doses at the beginning and we would have to prioritize, said Dr. Marcus Placia, Chief Medical Officer of the Association of State and Territorial Health Officials. Somewhere in there, the vaccine got overpromised. That hasn't always happened. The CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices spent months creating a carefully designed series of vaccine eligibility tiers from the most vulnerable to the least. Luck, foresight, and science, how an unheralded team developed a COVID-19 vaccine in record time. Some state officials promptly ignored the recommendations and began opening up vaccination to broader groups of people, said Placia. The ACIP guidelines from December said frontline healthcare workers and long-term care facility residents would be first in line, in what was known as Phase 1A. Next could come frontline essential workers and people 75 and older, in Phase 1B. People 65 and older and people with high-risk medical conditions would be in a larger Phase 1C. Just 1 week after the first COVID-19 vaccine was distributed, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis overrode the ACIP guidelines and unilaterally declared his state was prioritizing people 65 and older. That resulted in long lines, seniors waiting overnight for vaccine, crashing appointment websites and general chaos as Florida's more than 4 million seniors clamored to get vaccinated. What needs to happen now to fix this? Currently, in 35 states plus the District of Columbia, people 65 and older can seek an appointment, according to the White House. But other states haven't moved beyond vaccinating essential workers and those 75 and above. Wisconsin's legislature is debating this week whether to add teachers to Phase 1A. Early finger-pointing that states were going too slow may have driven the rush for speed and bypassing of the guidelines. In any case, he said, vaccine got overpromised. We suddenly skipped through the ACIP guidelines and told all these people they were eligible, he said. I don't know if that was the most judicious thing to do. It probably would have been better if we'd held our ground. It doesn't make you a bad person, vaccine envy is normal, but here's when it can become dangerous. Other states, such as Georgia, have resisted widely broadening who is eligible for vaccine, said Glenn Nowak, director of the University of Georgia's Center for Health and Risk Communications and a former communication director for the National Immunization Program at the CDC. The governor there has been consistent saying there isn't yet enough vaccine for the first priority groups, so he's not going to open it up yet. He's saying, "I hear you, I want to do that. But we don't have enough vaccine right now," Nowak said. To make the rollout not seem like it's out of control, states need to manage expectations. Thanks for watching this video. Please do subscribe All Media New York.